Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, another casual Friday video. Now today's video is going to be a bit more serious this time, I'm afraid. So as you probably know already, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. This means that today's video is going to be mental health based. I don't do many mental health videos on my channel simply because one, they're not very popular with my subscribers. I get the least views out of all my videos, and two, because I don't really enjoy filming them. I do find them quite hard to film at times, but I thought this was an important one to film because one, I do suffer with a mental health issue myself. I suffer quite badly with anxiety, and two, because I'm always hoping that one day somebody will find one of my mental health videos and that they'll be able to relate to it and not feel so alone. All that information given in the video actually helps them out when they're struggling. Another thing I often do is like a lot of list based videos on my channel. I think the most recent one I did was 10 things you shouldn't say to other small YouTubers. That got a really good audience, loads of people loved it, so I thought I'd like mix it up a little bit and make it a tad more serious. And so today's video is going to be 10 things you should never say to someone with anxiety. Now a lot of these comments have been said to me in the past or have been said to people that I know in the past, and I just want to do a little video about it to try and educate people what you should and shouldn't say to someone with anxiety. I'm also really hoping that somebody will be able to relate to this video as well, so let's begin. So number one is one of the comments said to me the most, is hence why it's number one, and that is what's wrong now. Now I know it doesn't really seem that bad, but it's just the way it's come across when you say it. When you say to someone with anxiety or even depression, what's wrong now, they're automatically going to think, oh my god, I'm a burden, I must be really negative all the time, I must moan all the time, you must really hate me. I know that sounds really stupid, that's what people with anxiety think like, and adding the word now on the end of what's wrong makes us feel so much worse. If you really want to ask someone what's wrong, then say something like, are you okay, how can I help? They're much more reassuring tones and don't make us feel as much of a burden as the words what's wrong now. Number two is stop worrying or calm down. The problem with anxiety is that obviously sometimes you get really worried to the point you almost have a panic attack over like the smallest little thing. So when you're really nervous about something, on the verge of panic attack, somebody says to you, oh, stop worrying or calm down, it actually makes you feel worse and can actually cause some type of panic attack, because then again, just like the first one, they're going to start thinking they're a burden and they must think, oh my god, I must be really embarrassing to this person, and they must think I'm really stupid, cause them to have a panic attack and just feel generally much worse. So the best thing to say to someone in that situation is say it's going to be okay, take a deep breath, everything's going to be fine, please try not to panic too much. Like, it just depends on how you word it, because somebody can say please try and stop worrying. That doesn't sound as bad as stop worrying or calm down. Like if you just try and reassure the person, they're much less likely to have a proper panic attack than they are if you just say, oh, calm down, or will you just stop worrying. Number three is probably the nastiest thing on my list, because this is probably the one thing that I said to someone actually being nasty to you, not just as like a passing comment, and that is get over it. Sadly, there are people out there who don't understand anxiety and will just say get over it. They don't get it, they don't understand what it is, and the only thing I can say about that is, as hypocritical as this sounds, try and ignore them. They probably just don't understand what it is, and hopefully one day they can educate themselves and then they'll actually apologise to you. I can't really think of anything right now that could be like a reassuring way of saying get over it, because that's just plain nasty in my opinion. And if you have friends that say that to you, you probably shouldn't be friends with them anymore. So number four is combined with both depression and anxiety, and that is there's people out there worse off than you, or you're doing better than other people. I know this, I get told this a lot, and it just makes me feel really selfish. I've had times where I've been really down and somebody said to me something like, at least you're not so and so who's currently homeless, or you're not so and so who's dying of cancer. I'm like, I know I'm not that person, and it breaks my heart to think of that person going through that, and then I start feeling worse because one, I'm upset for them, and two, like I feel really selfish of being upset, of being anxious. But you feel feelings are valid. You're allowed to be upset, allowed to be anxious. Please don't remind people or make them feel even worse by telling them other people are worse off than you, or even saying you're worse off than that person. Please try not to compare their lives to anyone else's or even yours. Just try and be there for them in the moment. So number five, can go for literally any mental health issue, and that is it's all in your head. Now, although this is actually true, because mental health issues are literally a chemical imbalance in the brain, it doesn't mean you have any right to turn around and say, oh, this is all in your head. At the current situation in time, you're probably absolutely terrified over something, and everything feels so real, and everything just gets scarier and scarier, and we just can't get out of our heads, and we can't stop thinking about it. And it's not fair to just say, oh, it's all in your head, because we know it's all in our head. We can't get out of our head. When somebody says that to you, it makes you feel like you're going crazy. So this is another phrase you should probably avoid when talking to someone with anxiety who's panicking. Okay, so number 6 is also another quite nasty one, and that is calling us weird or embarrassing if we have like a panic attack or something in public. Now luckily I've got really nice friends, and none of my friends have ever said this to me. They might have thought it, but they've never actually said any of this to me, but I'm sure there's probably someone out there who's had someone say that to them. This is just an example, but even though I'm a cashier in a supermarket, I cannot go to checkout by myself. Unless I'm at work, I can't do it by myself. I have to go through self-scan. And it's the same with when I go out in bars and stuff. Unless I'm drunk, I can't go up to a bar by myself and order a drink. I have to have someone to either do it for me or come with me. This is the case where sometimes people might turn around and say, oh, you're really embarrassing or weird, why can't you just do that by yourself? Why do you have to freak out about that kind of thing? And like I said before, my friends have always been really great about it, but there are people out there who've had friends who don't understand the social anxiety behind ordering a drink, even just going up to a shop and buying stuff yourself. People don't understand that, and sometimes you might even get to a point where you're so scared of doing it but you have a panic attack. So if your friend is freaking out and really can't bring themselves to do it, offer to go up to a counter with them or even buy them the drink or whatever for them. But if you have got friends who aren't willing to change and do say stuff like that, please get new friends. So number 7 is kind of the same as number 6, and that is when you try and force someone to do something anyway when they're absolutely terrified. If one of your friends is absolutely terrified going to the bar, then you literally force them to do it on their own anyway. Like, I know sometimes you might think leaving their comfort zone is a good thing, it might actually help them. With some people, yes, it can help them, but forcing someone who's on the verge of panic attack to do something that really, really scares them is not a good thing to do. I know people think you're trying to help, but please don't do that, because in the long run it can make things so much worse. So number 8 is you're overreacting. Probably one of the ones I find the most offensive out of all of them, because this is actually said to me quite a lot. I'm one of these people who does get offended and I get called a drama queen. And that is because I know I do react a lot worse to things that a normal person wouldn't react half as badly to. So for example, someone says something quite nasty about me, like one of my friends for example, behind my back. I do take that really, really badly. And I know sometimes the way I cope with it can come across as quite dramatic. It's just the way I personally deal with things. Now the thing is with anxiety, and if you have anxiety you will know about this, is that often the worst case scenario to every single situation will be the first thing to come into your head. Yes, it does seem dramatic, but that is just anxiety for you, and that's why I find being called a drama queen or I'm overreacting, I find that personally really offensive. I don't know, that could just be me. If you feel the same way, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. So moving on to number 9, is kind of linked to number 8. This is more of a things you shouldn't do rather than things you shouldn't say, but it kind of still mixes into the same subject. Now it's leaving someone on red or just replying to them but really, really bluntly. Now so many people do it innocently. I sometimes do it myself. I always apologise if I do this as well, because I know how much it bothers me, let alone other people. But someone replies to me really bluntly with no emojis or anything, but I automatically think that they hate me. What I tend to do is I'll either message them saying, look, if I upset you, I'm really sorry if I have, just basically apologising to them over and over again. Or I take the other route and I just won't talk to them for ages because I think like they hate me anyway, so what's the point? There's 2 options that I normally take. When you leave someone on red, now again, this is another innocent thing you can do to someone because you're just probably busy. But if you have anxiety, like this is horrible because you're sitting there waiting for them to reply. And if you're like me and you barely speak to people first, I really struggle speaking to people first. If you're friends with me, we haven't spoken in a while, honestly it's not you, it's me. Like I just really struggle to start a conversation. But when I actually do try and start a conversation and they don't reply for ages, and that really, really makes me panic. And the last one is life is too short to worry. Now this one seems a little bit odd because there's quite a lot of like positive quote kind of things which say that kind of thing, and I probably have got some of those around my room somewhere as well actually, thinking about it. But this is more of a personal one to me because I have recently graduated from university and I'm at an age now where I should have gone travelling by now, I should have done all these things by now, but anxiety has stopped me from doing so much, and so it really gets me down. I really hate the way I am, the way I feel so stuck because of it. Unless you have anxiety, you won't really understand like how it feels to like want to do something but you can't, you have such a big panic attack to the point you have to back out. When people say do all this stuff while you're young because life's too short, it puts me under a lot of pressure and I started getting really upset and really anxious, which actually makes it worse because I can't actually do anything because I'm already really anxious anyway. So that actually does make it a lot worse for me personally. I don't know how other people feel about that particular kind of saying, but for me, I'd rather people didn't say that to me because it just makes me feel worse. So I hope you guys all found that informative and that maybe there's someone out there who actually might be able to relate to that as well. Please don't forget to comment down below anything I might have missed out which you've had said to you before. And if there's anything in particular you really want to mention that I did say in the video, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope you all guys will have a fantastic weekend because you really do deserve it. Bye guys.